So Amazon Prime Day is just around the corner, and I wanted to put together a small list of items that you could look out for during this virtual holiday. Now, this is not going to be a very long and extensive list, but I figured I could make a quick little video showing you guys where I get some of the items you see in my videos, especially the clothing items, since you guys ask about that pretty often. Just to be clear, I do not know if any of these items are going to go on sale during Prime Day, but it wouldn't hurt to put these on your radar just in case you do find a good deal. Also, if you haven't already noticed, I'm in a new location. I recently moved and a lot of my time has been devoted to the moving process. But I didn't want to skip making a video for you guys, simply because I really like conversing with you guys every single week. So you'll probably see some things change when it comes to my shooting space. But anyways, thank you for being patient and let's get on to the video. I'll also be linking the items in this video down below in the description. I do want to disclose that these links are affiliate links. So if you'd like to support the channel and you're already in the market for some of these items, then I'd really appreciate your support. And everything that I earn will be invested back into the channel. All right, let's talk about item number one. If you've been following the channel for a while now, you know that I'm a huge fan of Wrangler. Wrangler provides quality products for an affordable price. Now, is it the most high-end product you can ever get? Maybe not to some, but I've had zero issues with their products for what I need them to do. Wrangler has been around for a long time and they've made a name for themselves over the years. But going into the first item that I would recommend is the ATG long sleeve t-shirt. You've probably seen me wear this in a few of my videos now, and I really enjoy this shirt. The shirt also has a lot of built-in storage that I've utilized with multiple items. The materials feel durable, and they also have this breathable fabric underneath the armpit and on the sides of your rib cage. I find this to alleviate a lot of heat and moisture from my body. I don't feel restricted or trapped in the shirt, which is why I've worn it for a lot of my range days. And one cool feature that this shirt has is a sunglass cleaner at the bottom of the hem. I really do enjoy this shirt, and I think now I have about 2 to 3 of these. They also come in a ton of colors, but knowing me, I really love the olive green and the Ranger green variants. While we're still under the umbrella of Wrangler clothing, I also have these Wrangler outdoor pants. You guys ask about these pants all the time. And many of you act surprised when I tell you this is something you can buy at your local Walmart. And these quickly became my favorite pants to wear on a daily basis. They are light, stretchy, and very comfortable, and they don't break the bank. No, I'm not saying this is a taper or a slim fit pant, but it's also not baggy and it contours your legs very well. I tend to wear these pants when I go to the range, when I'm hiking, and when I'm working. And through all of this, they've held up. Now, I don't want to sell these as a heavy duty pant. These are more of a summer pant because of how thin they are. But I've wore these pants during a run and gun competition, and the quick drying features really saved me. Because nothing is worse than running with soaking wet pants through dirt and grime. Another thing that I like about these pants are the utility pockets that they have on the sides. This is where I typically put my phone and sometimes my flashlight and my wallet. And the reason for that is because it's really easy to get to. If you're at the range and you're wearing a range belt, the 2 pockets that you typically use to hold these types of items are really hard to get to. They're usually covered up with your holster or magazine carriers. So these pockets down here get a lot of use, especially when I'm out shooting. One more thing that I like about these pants is how wide the bottoms of these open up. This makes it very easy to fit over various types of boots. And speaking of boots, there's actually a really cool pair of boots that I like that you can get on Amazon. Now, to be clear, I don't wear these boots anymore simply because I actually wore them to the point where they started falling apart, but that was after 4.5 years of wearing the boot every single day. And the boots that I'm talking about are the Timberland men's white ledge mid-waterproof hiking boot. I know that's a mouthful, but bear with me. The cushioning inside these boots provided a lot more comfort than I was expecting, and the ruggedness of these boots still impresses me to this day. I wore these boots over in Hawaii in some pretty extreme heat, as well as during a hiking trip where we got snowed on. For the price, I feel like you kind of get the best bang for your buck with these boots. It's constructed of a very nice premium Timberland leather and has a gusseted tone. Now, you guys know on this channel, I do not like to baby my gear, but if I buy something for a purpose, I'm going to use it for that purpose without holding back. Now, I'm not saying I abuse my gear, but I don't protect it from its intended use. And these boots have shown me they can handle all kinds of rigorous activities. Alright, let's move off the topic of clothing and move over to something that surprisingly a lot of you guys might overlook, and that's targets. There are many types of targets out there that you can use for your training session, but these Birchwood KC bullseye targets are a must-have. Now, I'm not recommending you use these targets for casual range days, but more so for when you're zeroing your rifle or pistol. For me personally, I like to zero my pistols at 25 yards and my rifles at 100 yards. And though 25 yards isn't super far away, trying to see your hits at distance can be a little tedious. So instead of having to walk up or move a target closer to me after each string of fire, I prefer to use these targets so I can actually see where I'm hitting from the distance I'm standing. This speeds up the zeroing process tremendously, and it can save you some precious range time. So that's why I like these reactionary targets, because after you hit the target, it'll change colors so you can see exactly where you're hitting. And obviously on the rifle side of things, trying to see your hits at 100 yards is fairly difficult. Now the ones I just showed you are the Birchwood KC 3-inch targets, but they also sell larger ones if you decide to shoot further out, which I definitely recommend if you're shooting past 100 yards. So when it comes to shooting at distance or zeroing 100 yards, I typically use a 17-inch bullseye version of these targets so I can see my hits further out. So if you watched my EDC video, I featured a flashlight that I really advocate for, and that's the Sofirn SC3 1T. Long story short, I love this thing. This is a 2000 lumen flashlight that has the ability to throw out to 206 meters. It's USB-C rechargeable and has a maximum runtime of 230 hours. Now, I've never hit that 230 hour mark because I use this flashlight on higher settings. But if you use it on its lowest setting, I'm sure you can hit that. But typically, I'll probably make it around 100 hours before I decide to recharge it. So really, I'm only recharging it once or every other month. Having a pocket flashlight is one of the most useful things you can have throughout your day. I've had to use this thing at work, at home, and even in stores. It's crazy how useful a flashlight can be in various scenarios. But for $40, I think a light like this does more than it's advertised. But even if it doesn't go on sale, it's cheap enough to where you can just purchase it. All right, moving on over to the Thyrm CellVault. This is one of my favorite items on this list simply because of how useful it is. This is a waterproof case meant to keep your batteries or other small sensitive items dry. Now, I mainly got this to put it on my chest rig because if I'm wearing my chest rig and I'm doing something like hiking or a competition that requires movement, I don't want any of my gear that depends on batteries to go dead and not have a way to remedy the issue. So the Thyrm is a really cool product because you can fit a ton of stuff in here. I believe right now I have 2 CR123 batteries in here. I believe I also have 2 AA batteries and a couple of CR2032s. And if you don't need that many batteries, I've seen a few people use this for fire starting equipment. Now, with this latch that it comes with, you're able to attach this to MOLLE panels or any sort of MOLLE webbing. And if you happen to carry a lot of gear that's reliant on batteries, you can buy more than one of these and just stash them around your kit. This case is dustproof and it's also waterproof, but it's not meant to be submerged underwater for long periods of time. Probably just a couple of seconds at a time. It's also very easy to open, and you will also get a divider that you can use to organize your batteries on the inside. But if you don't need that, you can easily take it out and just use this as an open container. But when you close it, it's very secure, and I've had zero issues with it opening by itself. So if you get the chance, definitely consider getting a Thyrm battery cell vault. Gun oil. We all need it, we all use it. And this right here is the cheap gun oil I've been using for years. This is the Hoppe's No. 9 lubricant oil, and one bottle of this will last you a very long time. A lot of people will say you need to find a high quality gun oil that won't freeze up in colder temperatures or not do their job in extreme heat. But in both of these conditions, I've had zero issues with the Hoppe's No. 9, and I really like the viscosity of this oil. It's not too thick and not too thin, and this is what I've been using for all of my rifles and pistols. I don't know if they'll have a discount on Prime Day because it's so cheap, but even if they don't, I'm sure you'll be able to afford it. The last item on this list is emergency blankets. If you're somebody that really enjoys the outdoors like I do, then it wouldn't hurt to have a few emergency blankets on you. Even though we plan our trips ahead of time, you never know what can happen. And no, I'm not saying this is where your emergency kit should end, because there are a ton of other items you should have on you just in case the worst were to occur. But I find that a lot of people don't have emergency blankets, and for how small and cheap they are, I really don't see how it could hurt. For those that don't know what emergency blankets are for, their primary purpose is to help regulate body temperature in emergencies. The shiny material reflects up to 90% of your body heat back towards you, helping to prevent from hypothermia in cold environments. They're waterproof, windproof, and they can be used for makeshift shelters or ground cover. It can also be used as a signaling device for first responders, an improvised tourniquet or sling, a rain poncho or a gear cover, or as a water collection device. Emergency blankets have a multitude of uses, so definitely grab one on Prime Day if they happen to go on sale. Regardless if you're looking for any of these items on Prime Day, I hope this video still helped. And if you decide to go with different brands on similar products that you see on this table, that's 100% okay. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.